E aí galera, tranquilos? Sejam bem-vindos a mais um vídeo do Brian Jordan. E hoje galera, eu estou trazendo vocês a mais um vídeo do Genshin Impact. E hoje vocês me acompanham a mais um evento aqui do jogo, que é o Evento Valsa Rodopiante. É um evento que trouxe de volta uma coisa bem diferente aqui no jogo, pois é um evento onde você meio que administra um evento aqui do jogo que está acontecendo em Fontaine. Você meio que organiza como é que vai ser o evento, os funcionários, as melhorias, como que vai ser, e você ganha dinheiro nesse evento. E como de costume de todos os eventos do jogo, você ganha mais gemas e você consegue um arco nesse evento. Lembrando para vocês que esse arco que vocês conseguem desbloquear nesse evento é por tempo limitado. Então aproveita o máximo nesse evento para vocês conseguir fazer os desafios nesse evento, para conseguir desbloquear o arco e também para vocês conseguirem mais gemas para desbloquear os personagens 5 estrelas ou de 4 estrelas de qual personagem de banners vocês tanto quer, ou aquele personagem futuro que você está guardando todas as suas gemas para conseguir tê-lo. E como a maioria de vários eventos do Genshin, esse evento aqui também tem uma história, mas só que são 4 atos. Provavelmente os 3 primeiros atos do jogo são mais bem sério, bem legal de interagir. Já o último ato do evento é mais um ato extra que você só interage com os personagens, que é só assim. Os 4 atos nunca são uma coisa levada muito a sério nos eventos do Genshin Impact. Só o terceiro ato e o segundo.
Bad news, though.
Sorry, I did everything within my power. But so far, I've only managed to teach him how to say good morning.
Wait, so that's all you've been up to this whole time? Get out of here! Huh? Okay, so good mornings aside, please tell Paimon there's been—
Of course. That's why I'm here. Kukuku's not the only one that Mr. Risley's been getting to talk. I'm referring, of course, to the convicts.
It was nothing. These guys weren't exactly tough nuts to crack.
So, what's the deal?
After racking their brains, they remembered speaking to an inconspicuous middle-aged man just as they were preparing to pack up and leave Natlan. He was dressed in the manner of the Children of Echoes and carrying a box. Plus, the description matches the one the gun was found in. All in all, he didn't look any different from your average Natlanese traveler. Perhaps seeing that they were dressed as merchants, this man stopped for a chat, inquiring where their goods were headed, and even asking if they could share a boat. The smugglers were very cautious, though. They didn't tell him any specifics. But all this happened before I crossed paths with them. I happened to notice them as they were preparing to set sail. I thought they looked shady, so I snuck aboard, and ended up being carried along all the way to Fontaine.
Uma série de reviravoltas. Vamos ver se esse ato 2 vai ter algum tipo de reviravolta. Pois, pelo que eu vi no comecinho do ato 1, é um evento que a história não é muito levado muito a sério, como foi no caso das histórias do evento que aconteceu em Nazuma e também em Fontaine. Não, em Fontaine não, em Liyue. Pois eu vou falar pra vocês, os primeiros eventos que aconteceram em Nazuma e Liyue foi muito sensacional. Teve muito desenvolvimento das duas personagens, que no caso a Raide Shogun e a Rutal, que poderiam ter histórias focadas na segunda quest dessas duas personagens, o que deixou um evento limitado. O que é uma pena.
Boss, do we know if those Fontainians will even like this stuff? What if we can't shift it?
And that's why we call you a rookie. It's all supply and demand, kid. Supply and demand. Natlan's foreign trade is just starting to lift off. There'll be a market for it, you'll see.
That's right. So stop giving the boss trouble, rookie. Just do your job and keep an eye on the goods.
Are they merchants? Have they come to Fontaine to do business? Scarred face. Calloused hands. On closer inspection, the fabric looks worn at the knees and elbows, and his fingernails are dirty. Not exactly your typical merchant. Could he have previously been a warrior? Or even an adventurer? Something feels off. I'd better sneak up and get a closer look.
E como de costume do jogo, sempre é os NPCs que mais aprontam o que acontece na história do jogo. O que eu não entendi, por que a Royal Verse deixou o cenário aqui do jogo completamente tudo preto, enquanto que Kenichi é o único personagem que tem as suas cores vivas.
Plus, no one's been asking us what we're up to.
That goes without saying. Big cargo ship would have been too slow, whereas the smaller ones would have been faster but way too bumpy. If we ended up damaging the goods by accident, all these months spent grafting away would have gone up in smoke.
Seriously? But there's hardly anything here. Would it really have taken them months to prepare? And why would they need to transport it with such care? Could they be secretly smuggling precious items out of Natlan? I'll need to find a way to get to the bottom of this.
Pelo menos os caras que são os contrabandistas. É pra eu ali pegar alguma coisa da caixa. Mas não tem nenhuma arma pra poder acertar. Ah, entendi. Distrair ali o NPC com algum tipo de moeda ou uma pedra para poder pegar a informação.
Let's go hear what these criminals have to say for themselves. Sure enough, there are relics inside the box. It's illegal.
Apesar
to
do
smuggle
Kenichi ser um
such
personagem
items
bem
outside
jovem,
Natlan.
ele é bem inteligente no quesito de investigação.
Hey, why the long face? You're abroad on business, and you get to do some sightseeing while you're at it. Sounds like a pretty sweet deal to me. You better cheer up if you know what's good for you.
I guess you're right. I was just worried I might have messed up with the packing, or that something's gonna go wrong along the way.
Oh, pull yourself together. Tons of foreign tourists come traveling to Fontaine. I bet their luggage is full of all kinds of weird stuff. If someone insists on checking it all, just show them the purchase order we had drawn up. Those Fontainians can't get enough of their legalese, so I've heard. They can look all they want.
Aha. So their aim is to smuggle in contraband after all. So anyway, that was when I went and told the Fontainian guards about my suspicions. After an investigation and a chase, they finally apprehended them and sent them on their way.
Well, guess they're headed exactly where they should be.
Thanks.
Based on your recollections just now,
I was completely focused on those smugglers at the time, so I wasn't really paying attention to other passersby.
Yeah, Kenichi, you did great!
in other words, the person who brought the gun here, the one who lost it, has no connection to the smugglers whatsoever. They were working entirely on their own.
Oh dear, oh dear!
Sounds like Mr. Kakuku wants to chime in?
He said this elusive individual's actions are positively mystifying.
It's a good observation, I quite agree. However, we still know next to nothing about the person. Perhaps we should start by focusing on the lost item itself.
E como de costume, a própria dubladora americana aqui da Lumine não foi dublada. Mas até que foi o certo. Afinal, a dubladora da Lumine, daqui do ocidente, ela quase não dubla tanta coisa do jogo. Eu nem sei porque que a Royalverse contratou ela para dublar a protagonista, sendo que a Royalverse deixou a Lumine completamente muda no jogo. Se a intenção deles é mudar isso, já deviam ter mudado isso em alguma parte da história da região.
It certainly seems like it was the bait in some kind of trap. The only question is, why wasn't the bait made more conspicuous?
Has something sprung to mind?
I just remembered a film I watched this one.
Huh? Oh wow! No way, bro!
Hold on, let me explain. Just now, the traveler speculated that this box might have been placed there on purpose, as if the intention was for someone to come pick it up. When they demand their ransom, the kidnappers tell the victim's family to leave money or valuables at a designated spot for someone to come pick up.
That doesn't merely happen in films. There have been similar cases in real life. In fact, if anything, it's probably the real-life events that inspired the film.
Sounds plausible.
Ooh. Wait! This raises the stakes to a whole new level. If the gun really was some kind of ransom, then since we took the box, the kidnappers never got their payment, so does Does that mean they executed the hostage?
I agree. I don't believe we have a kidnapping on our hands. Selling off stolen goods is extra work that most kidnappers would want to avoid. Unless they're after something very specific, they tend to just ask for cash. Could we be dealing with a kidnapper who's dead set on getting their hands on an ancient dragon handgun? It's not impossible, but the likelihood is very slim. We can discount that possibility. And speaking of selling stolen goods, don't you think this looks more like a transaction?
Não é como se a Lumine fosse uma personagem 100% muda e não tem nenhuma personalidade como a maioria de jogos de RPG. A Lumine, ela tem personalidade e tem voz sim. É o costume que a Royoverse deixou ela sem voz por causa do padrão que as empresas no Oriente têm com o jogo de RPG de deixar os personagens que a gente cria completamente mudos. Mas a Royoverse está mudando isso, está dando um pouquinho mais de voz para a Lumine e principalmente mais destaque na história.
So, bottom line, this was an individual smuggler at work.
Exactly. And it was the location itself that caused the deal to fall through. The last thing they would have expected was for a quiet beach to turn into a bustling film convention overnight. Not only is the area now packed with tourists, but the Spina di Rosula have a presence there. I'll bet that both parties were completely caught off guard.
That sounds like a plausible theory, but how do we verify it?
Looks like your people better start rolling up their sleeves.
How so?
Easy. Just follow the usual procedure by putting up a lost and found notice. The more routine we make it seem, the more likely the suspect will come forward to claim it. Even if they send a proxy, we're liable to get our hands on new leads. And timing-wise, it's about time we updated the bulletin board anyway. All we need now is a lucky gestionnaire to write up the notice for us post-haste.
Ah, so that's what you meant by rolling up their sleeves. In that case, I may as well write it myself. Delegating this to someone else would require an additional explanation.
Or are you just not used to asking others to work overtime?
Is that really a major concern here?
Well, looks like I won't be needed around here. At least until the notice has been posted.
You could always wait here if you like. The Palais Mermonia serves a particularly fine cup.
Thanks, but no thanks. I left a very noisy creature with a friend before heading out, so I should probably get back to feed it.
Ah, I wasn't aware that you had a pet, Mr. Kanich. Speaking of pets...
Get out of here!
Yep, that's the plan. Out of here indeed.
I believe that what Wriothesley is trying to say is, you are free to leave, Mr. Kukuku. Furthermore, it has been determined that Mr. Kukuku should not, in fact, be classified as a flying object. As such, he shall be free to move around Fontaine whenever he so pleases.
You're the best, bro! Oh, that really is good news! Travelers, should we bring Kukuku back to Aoife and Auroran?
I shall leave him in your capable hands. Indeed.
E pelo visto, essa história dos contrabandistas ainda não acabou. Ainda tem que entrar numa história ainda mais funda. E é como eu falei, gente, não é uma história que você quer levar a sério de que acha que isso aqui vai ser uma baita história de um evento. Não, é a história que eu falei no vídeo anterior, no finalzinho, a história vai ser bem simplória. Não vai ser aquela história lá, essas coisas, é uma história que é só pra casual. Ah, gente, uma coisa que eu até vi recentemente, um novo jogo gacha que está sendo desenvolvido pela Hot Studios, a mesma empresa responsável pelo Tower Fantasy, lançou o segundo trailer do Nervous 2 Everse, se for esse o nome aí do jogo. É um novo jogo que eles estão criando e desenvolvendo. E lembra vocês que esse novo jogo que a Hot Studios está desenvolvendo não vai ter a mesma estética do Tower Fantasy. Vai ser um jogo mais focado na história e nos personagens. Coisa que a Hot Studios meio que fracassou muito nisso no Tower Fantasy. Porque, poxa, os caras conseguem criar uma história bem bacana dos personagens no jogo, mas só que eles não botam tanto brilho e foco na história do Tower Fantasy. É por isso que o Tower Fantasy não fez tanto sucesso assim, porque ele não tem esse foco tão grande nos personagens, principalmente na história.
How?
What? What now?
Let's shake hands.
Fine by me! Get ready for a knuckle sandwich!
Ugh. Oh, nice dodge.
Paimon feels strangely inclined to keep a safe distance. Did you miss me, bro?
Cuckoo, you're free!
Ugh, not you again. Nope, didn't miss you in the slightest.
Hey, other granny. And hey, Paimon and Kanich. It's good to see you all. Thanks for bringing Kukuku back.
Get it away! Get it. Nice to meet you, bro. Who are you calling bro? Say that again to my face. I dare you.
If you've got the energy to argue this much, you're clearly not hungry yet. Let's go find something to eat while a How lives his best life.
Poor How. He spent all day being tormented by Auroron, only to discover that the suffering's just begun.
Eva, as a Saurian vet, how can you just sit back and watch our little dragon bro suffer?
Huh? How am I the bad guy?
Even hear yourself? Doesn't anyone want to hear how Kukuku got out of jail?
Don't lose hope, How. By the same standard, you have freedom of movement now too. You're still in the game?
Same standard? I will not be held to the same standard as that thing!
That's right. You won't. As far as I understand, the Palais Mermonia will want to assess your case on its own merits before they grant you freedom of movement.
Where's that Saurian meat restaurant again? I'm gonna march that little pink balloon right into the kitchen!
Yeah, good luck with that, bro. You'll be putting your own neck on the line.
Also, there's no such restaurant!
Anyway, thanks for looking after a How, guys. I'll take over from here.
Why, you? Between the two, Kukuku wins the cuteness competition hands down. Really? Wait, who are the other contestants, though?
Aí uma coisa que meio que tá rolando na internet. Algumas pessoas estão até pedindo que a dubladora da Paimon aqui no ocidente saia da dublagem da personagem. Só porque outros personagens do jogo não estão tendo suas vozes dubladas. Só a Paimon é a única que tá ficando o tempo todo em todas as atualizações e tendo sua voz dublada aqui no ocidente. Pois é, gente, o pessoal estão brigando para tirar a dubladora da Paimon do elenco só porque os outros estão sendo excluídos por causa desse regime que está acontecendo na dublagem. Esse é um dos maiores problemas que está acontecendo no Genshin Impact e não foi resolvido até agora. E esse problema não terminou ainda. Oh, foi um lugar errado. Esse problema da dublagem não terminou ainda. Ainda continua. Isso também que afetando aos poucos os outros jogos da Royalverse, como Honkai Star Rail e o Zenizone Zero. Porque eu não vi nenhuma... Eu não vi o idioma... aqui do inglês do Zenizone Zero dublado em alguma certa parte da história da atualização. Mas por enquanto o Genshin Impact mais está sendo afetado nisso. Mas só que uma coisa que tá ficando muito bom no dia de hoje é que estamos tendo muitos jogos gacha depois do sucesso estrondoso do Genshin Impact. A verdade é sempre assim. Se tem algum jogo de algum novo gênero que surge no mundo dos games, fazer um enorme sucesso ou uma febre, as empresas vão sempre estar de olho naquele jogo e vão querer também fazer um jogo parecido para ter sucesso. Não é à toa que estamos tendo diversos jogos com a estética de Souls-like sendo anunciado em todos os eventos dos jogos, como também da PlayStation e da Xbox. Não é só Souls-likes, mas também os jogos gacha.
Looks like there were quite a few others with the same idea.
Ah, hello, you two.
Have there been any developments? Okay, guess not. Well, the notice was only just posted. Guess it's pretty unlikely that someone would show up right...
Special Patrol, open up!
Ah! Who's there? What's going on? The Special Patrol?
I don't think that's who this is.
Hey, this isn't the time for silly jokes! Let's go check it out.
Good day, all. Gramps, grannies.
What in the Tevat are you doing here, Aurora?
Oh, he must be the one you mentioned. Kukuku's owner?
One of his owners. But, bro, what are you doing here?
I'm here to claim a lost item.
Is this the person you saw on the boat, Mr. Kinich?
Somehow I highly doubt that. For starters, he just addressed us as Gramps and Grannies. And unless this is the youngest looking middle-aged man in the world, I don't think he's our guy.
Huh. Was there something wrong with my door-knocking etiquette? That's how they do it in all the films.
That's not door-knocking etiquette. That's the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol.
Oh, I see. I figured it was just a polite way of requesting entry, to show the people inside you had something important to discuss. Oh, sorry about that. I totally goofed that one up. Give me a moment. I'll go back out and try again.
So, Roron, you said you were here to claim a lost item. What did you lose?
Yeah, so basic.
For real now? Oh, come on, bro. Auroran, be honest now. Were you?
No, it belongs to a friend.
So it belongs to Aoife?
Of course not. Aoife has his own gun. All right then. I knew this wouldn't go well. So here's what went down. This morning, Aoife and I were playing rock, paper, scissors. Before long, he'd lost, as he usually does. So we figured we'd head out and visit some of the Court of Fontaine's. When we got near the plaza, a man suddenly stopped us to ask for help. He said that he had lost something and that someone had found it and sent it over to the Palais Mermonia. But apparently he used to work here and was worried it'd be awkward bumping into his old coworkers, so he asked us to pretend to be the owners and claim it on his behalf.
You didn't manage to keep that pretense up for long.
It's fine. I'm not the one who feels awkward anyway.
So, a former employee of the Palais Mermonia. Was this individual a Fontaine native?
Yes, at least I assume so. He looked like a well-dressed gentleman to me. We were about to refuse, but he was so polite.
Could it have been a disguise?
Oh no. Auroran, Paimon thinks you've been tricked. This person might be in cahoots. Oh, maybe he already took off and escaped as soon as your mission went pear-shaped.
No way. I'm not that dumb.
Huh?
He's not going anywhere. Aoife and Kakuku are keeping an eye on him over at the plot.
Keeping an eye on him. I like the sound of that.
In that case, let's hurry over to where Aoife is. Time to catch that con man and find out what's really going on here.
Wait a minute, I have a question first. Traveler, Paimon, you're pretty famous in Natlan, right?
Oh, we're basically household names. But why do you ask?
Would that be a problem?
Remember when I said that the seller might be watching in secret?
If so, then picking Auroran to do their dirty work was a careless mistake on their part.
It suggests that the person who got Auroran to claim the item might not be fully in the know themselves. There are plenty of unanswered questions, but standing around racking our brains won't help. However, I still suggest that the famous faces among us, meaning the Traveler and Kinich, oh, and of course, Monsieur Nivelette too, we'll empty the box, give it to Auroran, and then he can claim the item as if nothing happened. I'll follow to check if anyone is watching. I doubt anyone would recognize me anyway, so I shouldn't draw too much attention.
I think this plan is worth a try. I shall leave it to the pair of you.
So, I have to go undercover again, right?
Well, not exactly undercover. Just drop the special patrol persona and be yourself instead.
Roger that. Over and out.
É sério. Essa parada aí do Ororo ficar imitando um personagem porque assistindo um filme, ele é bem parecido comigo nessa parada aí. Putz grila. Olha aí, na minha opinião, eu curti demais o Ororo. Principalmente o visual dele, mas só que a personalidade que a Royalverse criou pra ele não foi muito legal, na minha opinião. Porque tem hora que o Ororo ele é bem tonto quando ele quer ser, ao nível do Hitou. Não é por Ouro ser bobão assim desse jeito, não. Pois a Royoverse cria um visual bacana, bem madura pro personagem, mas a personalidade dele é esse nível aí. Ó, gente, eu curti o personagem, mas não a personalidade dele. Tomara que um dia a Royoverse aprimore a personalidade do Ororo.
No sign of any suspicious individuals around here.
O que pra mim eu acho muito difícil de acontecer um amadurecimento do Ororo. Pois os personagens que são de 4 estrelas, eles não recebem tanto destaque de amadurecimento. Os que mais recebem destaque de amadurecimento são só os personagens 5 estrelas. Mas por enquanto a Royoverse deixa um pouco de história, destaque para os personagens de 4 estrelas em alguns certos eventos. Como no caso que aconteceu com a Shiwan e a Fisher. Que são ambas as personagens de 4 estrelas e receberam seus destaques de história no evento de anos atrás do Genshin que aconteceu em Mondstadt.
Nothing suspicious going on here either. Strange. Maybe we're overthinking this?
Oh dear! Oh dear!
Stop with the pecking! Stop with the pecking! Please, sir, I'm begging you, do me a favor and get this pet of yours under control.
The heck are you on about?
Sorry, but he's not my pet. He's my coworker. And I should warn you, he's not too happy with how you're talking about him.
What the? This thing has a job? So in Natland, they just dish out jobs to...
Uh-oh. Kukuku's not too big on being called a thing either.
I'm sorry. Please, Mr. Kukuku. Master Kukuku. Lord Kukuku. I meant no offense, I promise.
All right, Kukuku. That'll do for now.
Sure thing, bro.
Auroron actually looks pretty serious this time. Was he just pretending to be clueless earlier? Interesting. Think I'll sit back and see how this plays out.
You actually got it? Wow, didn't think it would be that easy.
Ah, excellent. Looks like sending you was the right approach after all.
After all?
I mean, because the staff at the Palais Mermonia don't recognize you, right?
So I got it. But I don't remember promising I'd hand it over.
Huh?
This thing's pretty cool. I've taken a bit of a liking to it.
Please don't do this, my good sir, my master, my lord. My very life hangs in the balance.
His life hangs in the balance?
If this means so much to you, what are you gonna offer me in return?
Are you trying to get him to say my life?
How'd you know that?
Because I watched that film with you. You should drop the act. We don't want a real misunderstanding in our hands.
You're probably right. But honestly, I don't know what else to say. Sorry, this is the most myself I can be. Is that enough?
Enough. More than enough.
Who's this dude?
Just think of me as a staff member from the Palais Mermonia. Now, if you don't mind, I have some questions for this gentleman about that life or death treasure you were just discussing. Truthful answers appreciated, of course.
Oh no, I'm toast now.
What's that supposed to mean? You don't think the Palais Mermonia has the ability to protect our citizens?
No, I mean, yes, of course they do.
I could do that. But I'd rather you just tell the whole story from...
I suppose I only have myself to blame. Such a rare antique, I couldn't resist. I'm a collector of antiques. Nothing excites me more than rare, old relics, and to be completely honest, if someone's selling, I'm buying. As for the seller of this particular item, well, I've never met him in person. We've had some prior dealings, but always under the cover of coded ads in some shady tabloids. Lost and found notices, missing person ads, that sort of thing. As long as I took care to hide a time and place somewhere within the text, then slipped some mora into the envelope before submitting the ad, it would get published. And that was that. No fuck. Normally, everything goes off without a hitch. But this time, I arrive at the pickup spot expecting a discreet in and out, and instead, I find a whole construction crew at work. That was not what we'd agreed. But I couldn't just let it go, so I reached out to him again the same way as usual. He replied, and do you know what he said? He told me that the item's now in the Palais Mermonia.
Well, he wasn't lying about that.
He insisted that it would be inconvenient for him to make an appearance himself, but said that if I could somehow find a way to retrieve it from the Palais, he'd give me a discount on the price. Of course it wasn't the discount that swung it. Do I look like I'm strapped for cash?
Feeling smug now, are we?
Feeling smart now, are we?
No, please go easy on me.
Go on.
Where was I? Well, anyway, I thought to myself, seeing as the item itself came from Natlan, it would make more sense if I could find someone from there to go retrieve it. And by a stroke of complete and utter coincidence, I just so happened to see these two young folks want... I'm so very sorry. I underestimated the pair of you.
I need you to clear something up for me. You haven't paid the seller yet, correct? And yet he told you to collect the item from the Palais Mermonia.
Well, to be honest, though I can't claim to know him very well, he, on the other hand, seems to know my name and where I... Besides, this is a guy who managed to get his hands on an ancient Natlanese weapon. That's probably not the kind of person I want to double-cross.
Fair. That makes sense. So, Mr...
Please, just call me Argento.
All right, Mr. Argento. Listen very carefully to what I'm about to say. It will determine how much of the rest of your life you'll be spending beneath the waves.
What does he mean? Is he gonna drown him just like they do in those gangster films? Oh, I get it. He's talking about that place at the bottom of the Fontanian Sea.
Shh, can it?
Owing to your suspected involvement in the illicit trade of Natlanese relics, you're now one of the suspects in an international smuggling case. A trip to the Opera Epiclese seems unavoidable at this stage, but on the bright side, you still have one chance to make things right.
Okay. Do I really?
It's very simple. Just reach out to your seller in the same way as usual, arrange to meet, bring the money, and make the deal. Just be sure to let me know all the details. I'm talking time, place, the whole lot. If we can catch the other party by doing this, you'll have gone some way toward redeeming yourself.
Oh, I see. I understand. You shall have my full and unadulterated...
Good. Don't break the law, and don't even think about making a run for it. The Palais Mermonia will be watching you and ensuring your safety. All right, take the box, but leave your ID and other documents behind. You can go now. As for you two, protocol dictates that I should take you both back to the Palais and have you sign a confidentiality agreement. But that would take a lot of time and effort.
Such a hassle, bro!
See, Mr. Kukuku knows exactly where I'm coming from. So, I was thinking, since you're all friends of the Traveler...
I understand, sir. We got dragged into this by accident, and it has diddly squat to do with us. And out of respect for the Traveler, we won't say another word.
Oh, I know this part. We better keep our mouths shut or we'll both be sleeping with the fishes in the tailor-made pair of cement shoes. In that case, I understand completely.
Not exactly what I was going for, but if that's how you want to understand it, then be my... then it's settled. Thanks for your help. Boy, am I glad that's over. That's enough work for one day. Time to head back.
Judging by your expression, it must be good news, huh?
It went smoothly, on the whole.
So basically, we hold off until Argento and the other party have set up the next stage of the transaction. Then we plan our next move.
Patience will be key.
I get that. It's like hunting. I'm just not sure the other party will take the bait so easily.
Well, if he didn't need the money, or if he valued self-preservation over making a profit, he could have walked away as soon as the contraband was brought to the Palais Mermonium. On top of that, although he hasn't shown his face yet, he seems to have no followers or accomplices, and he's relying on an extremely limited set of options to push the deal along. So, if you ask me, he seems like someone who cares a lot about his image and has a somewhat high opinion of himself, but lacks any real ability. I almost get the feeling that if he misses out on this opportunity, he won't have any other way of making money. His every move is like a spin of the roulette wheel, hoping that the ball will land exactly where he wants it to. Or, I don't know. Maybe he'll cut his losses and vanish into thin air, and our efforts will have been in vain. At least Natlan will get the stolen relic back, so it won't have been for nothing.
In that case, let's hope his arrogance stays in play.
Everyone, I have just briefed the Marechaussee Phantom on the situation. As soon as there are any further developments, we will act without delay. When that time comes, we will be relying on your help.
We'll be waiting for the good news.
E concluímos o nosso segundo ato. E provavelmente essa história ainda não acabou. Pensei que a parada aqui da história desse caso aí de alguém ter encontrado essa arma aí da região de Natal fosse só um mero caso, alguma pessoa que esqueceu ele ou perdeu. Mas na verdade não é. Alguém encontrou essa arma e queria vender alguma coisa de forma ilegal em Fontaine. E pelo visto só vamos saber dessa parada aí no finalzinho da história, no terceiro ato. Provavelmente. A maior parte das finalizações das histórias do evento sempre é no terceiro ato. Já o quarto, como falei, é sempre um extra de você interagir com os personagens ou conversar com eles. E provavelmente a gente vai interagir com mais personagens da região de Fontaine no quarto ato. Mas provavelmente vai vir os de Natal e Sumero. Porque atualmente a Reverse está começando a trazer os personagens de outras regiões visitando outras regiões. Coisa que antigamente não acontecia e era só personagem daquela própria região que a gente ia e interagia. Mas vamos ver como é que vai ser essa parada aí da história e também vamos esperar os novos jogos gráficos que tem a mesma estética do GTA, que no caso o Ananta e Nerverse, conseguissem os grandes rivais do GTA 6 que vai ser lançado em 2026. Bom galera, esse foi o vídeo, espero que vocês tenham gostado e se inscreve no canal, ative o sininho para receber os próximos vídeos e dê seu like e fica por dentro do crescimento dos jogos. E bora galera, fui!